This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. You thought I forgot about this format, but yeah, well, there haven't been too many on this days I haven't covered. And I do want to hear, so regardless, this on this day was on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2016, when the NBA decided to pause and do their All Star game. Where, you may ask? Well, it may be a little bit of a drag, but yeah, this was in Toronto, as the Raptors would host the All-Star game. This would be in Canada. It would be bad news for the Eastern Conference as the West won 196-173. So it all went back to 2013, uh, when the NBA decided to give the Raptors the All-Star game. And it was huge that Canada finally would have the All-Star game come to their country and all that. So anyway, so the All-Star game had a tinge of roster moves. But anyway, coaching. Golden State had the best record in the Western Conference, meaning that Steve Kerr would be the coach for the West in the All-Star game, normally. But because of the fact that no coach made coach 2 consecutive All-Star games, Kerr was ineligible. The next record went to San Antonio, and it was Greg Popovich. So the Spurs' Greg Popovich got to be the head coach. Cleveland was the best team in the East, so David Blatt would be the rightful choice as coach. Unfortunately, the Cavaliers, in a strange move, decided, even though they were leading the Eastern Conference, akin to what Milwaukee has done in 2024, replaced their head coach with someone else. So Blatt was gone, Tyronn Lue was in, and Lue was named the head coach. And all that. So, anyway, the voting process would be huge and all that. Kobe Bryant put up 1.89 million votes, getting him his 18th and final All-Star appearance. Excuse me. Excuse me. So that would be huge for Kobe to get his 18th All-Star appearance. It was supposed to say NBA because he said he was going to retire. Second in votes was Stephen Curry of the Warriors with 1.6 million. Also named to the Western Conference starting lineup were Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant of the Thunder before they went to different teams, and Kawhi Leonard of the Spurs before he was a Raptor. In the East, LeBron James was the leading vote getter in the East, so he got himself onto the starting five with Dwayne Wade, Kyle Lowry, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. The West had reserves. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green of the Warriors, Chris Paul of the Clippers, James Harden of the Rockets, Anthony Davis of the Pelicans, DeMarcus Cousins of the Kings, and LaMarcus Aldridge of the Spurs. The East had John Wall, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Bosh, Paul Millsap, and Andre Drummond as the reserves. Unfortunately, because of injuries, Butler and Bosh were not able to play, so Pau Gasol and Al Horford were named to the All-Star team. So anyway, the East had some great guys. Andre Drummond and Isaiah Thomas. Well, not the Isaiah Thomas who played for the Pistons for a while, but the Isaiah Thomas with an ISAIAH were making their debuts. Kawhi Leonard would make his All-Star debut alongside Draymond Green. So anyway, All-Star Weekend started with the Celebrity All-Star Game, in which USA took on Canada. USA had Anthony Anderson, Chauncey Billups, Muggsy Bogues, Nick Cannon, and Jason Sudeikis, among others. Whereas Canada had Genie Bouchard, great tennis player, Rick Fox, Tracy McGrady, Milos Raonic, The Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott, Tammy Sutton Brown, and Chris Wu, among others. Canada won the championship, and Win Butler, who was a singer for Arcade Fire, was named the All-Star MVP. The Rising Star Challenge had Team World versus Team USA, some of the greats, and some of the players who played for in the Rising Star Challenge in 2016. Zach Levine, Nels Noel, Julia Okafor, Jabari Parker, D'Angelo Russell, Marcus Smart, Devin Booker, and Karl Anthony Towns. Whereas for the World team, you had Bojan Bojanovic, Nikola Jokic, Kristaps Porzingis, Dwight Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and Troy Lyles. So yeah, people forget that this was the rookie campaign of Nikola Jokic. And the USA won. Zach Levine was named MVP. There's a skills challenge, and Karl Anthony Towns, despite being 7 foot tall, and the tallest member of the skills competition, beat Isaiah Thomas. In the 3-point contest, Klay Thompson beat his fellow Warrior Steph Curry, and the slam dunk contest was basically the highlight of the All-Star game in a lot of people's minds. Zach Levine was going head-to-head with Aaron Gordon, Andre Drummond, and Will Barton for the role. Not much surprise, but Levine and Gordon were going to the finals of the slam dunk competition, and it was huge. Normally, you have 2 dunks to decide who wins and highest point total wins. That's what's supposed to happen. Unfortunately, though, it was a dunk contest for the ages. And they would throw down many slam dunks and all that. Just take a good look at what happened and all that. It was a huge slam dunk moment. As 360s using basketballs as props, Space Jam shirts, and all that. Yeah, it was a huge matchup between those two, which Levine ended up beating Gordon on the 4th dunk of the finals because they got 50-50 of those dunks, and then they had to decide. So the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference would face each other in the All-Star game, and the East actually had the lead for the first quarter, but unfortunately the West proved how big it was, and Russell Westbrook would be the hero of all that, putting up 31 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists in 22 minutes of play. Kobe, in his final All-Star game, had 10 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Steph Curry put up 26 points for the West, and Anthony Davis put up 24, only missing 1 shot the entire game. Kevin Durant put up 23. The highest point total for the East was Paul George with 41 from the Pacers, missing the All-Star record of 42 set by Will Chamberlain. LeBron put up 13 points to be the all-time All-Star scorer, just topping Kobe. So Westbrook looked like he was the big guy. Only Bob Pettit went to back-to-back All-Star, won back-to-back All-Star game MVPs. So that was big. The game was kind of an offensive fest. You don't play defense in the All-Star games. So that's kind of what happened. And Toronto was a good host. The city got rave reviews for everything, and just as it should be. I mean, it is Toronto after all. And Golden State Cleveland did meet in the NBA Finals, which Cleveland came back from 3-1 down to surprise the Warriors. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way that it was intended to be, for some strange reason. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.